Usually my dad doesn't like my baking recipes because he's used to refined sugar and not what I'm used to eating, but he actually loves the fudge, so that means this fudge is pretty good. Navigating the world with chronic Lyme disease. With service dog Sonoma by my side. Determined to make the best out of each day. And raise awareness. This is me. And this is Chronically Cassidy. Today for my Lyme disease awareness video, for Lyme disease awareness month, I'm going to be making a Lyme-friendly dessert, and I'm going to be making fudge. And I have made this for a couple of years now, and I bring it to pretty much every holiday with my family, and they all like it, and it's gluten-free, added sugar-free, dairy-free. Am I missing anything? Obviously free of alcohol. So I'm going to make that. It is really easy to make, and you can make some minor adaptations. Firstly, I'm going to gather my ingredients, which is honey, or which are honey, unsweetened baking cocoa, peanut butter. We get the natural, no sugar added. It's just peanuts is the only ingredient. So peanut butter. If you don't like peanut butter, you can use almond butter. If you're allergic to peanut butter, don't use peanut butter. If you do not like nuts, it doesn't taste really peanut buttery. But if you do have a nut allergy, I'm not really sure what you could substitute for a nut butter. I'm sure there are other recipes online that don't use a nut butter. And lastly, this ginormous thing of virgin unrefined coconut oil. Cold pressed coconut oil. I'm not gonna need this much, but I need that. And I'm also going to use a little bit of salt and a little bit of vanilla extract. If you don't have vanilla extract, it doesn't really make a big difference, so you can skip that, and I'm sure you could skip the salt too. I like to sprinkle a little salt on the top because the sweet and salty makes it taste really good. So today I'm the one who is out of vanilla extract, so I'm going to be skipping that. You only use a splash of it at the end, so it'll be fine without it. I grabbed a pan because this is what I'm going to be putting everything in. I don't bother putting it in a bowl because it's going to go on the stove anyway. So I just mix it in here and then it's going to go on the stove. I'm going to start by putting 1 cup of coconut oil into here. It's a little hard, this is a funny spoon, to scoop out. Oh, that's not that bad because it's pretty solid. Yeah, it's a little hard. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be solid at room temperature. I need a cup of this. All right, 1 cup of coconut oil. And I'm going to immediately put it right into this pot. This is a really easy recipe because all the ingredients just get mixed together. So you just have to know how much you're using of each, mix it together on the stove, and then you're done. Well, you have to put it in the fridge after, but we're not there yet. Now I'm just gonna use the same measuring cup thing because they're all getting mixed together, so it doesn't matter. And I'm gonna put 1 cup of cocoa. One cup going right in here. Whoops, I just got cocoa on the floor. To clean that up. It does get a little messy sometimes. Now I'm going to add 1 cup of peanut butter using the same thing. Get a different spoon. All right, perfect. Now I'm just gonna slosh this in here. This is what the mixture looks like right now. I do not have the stove on. I just put it over here for more room. And I need to add the honey and the pinch of salt, and then I'm ready to turn the stove on. So this recipe says to use a 1/2 cup of honey plus 1 extra teaspoon or tablespoon. The point is, I see no point in adding 1 extra teaspoon or tablespoon to make it like, it really doesn't make a difference in my opinion. So I'm just doing the 1/2 cup plus nothing. And I'm just using this because the other measuring cup has had so much stuff in it that I can barely see the lines. Alright, that is perfect. Now I'm just going to add my 1/2 cup of honey. So it just looks like a big blob of ingredients. I'm going to add the pinch of salt. And now I'm going to turn on the stove. You don't have to make it boil or anything. You just need the ingredients to melt because the peanut butter is thick and the coconut oil is thick. You're just going to keep stirring it until it becomes the same consistency. The honey and the cocoa makes the best, and the coconut oil, since it's solid at room temperature, takes the longest to melt. So you're just gonna stir it until it's smooth. And the peanut butter is tricky too, depending on how thick your peanut butter is. You could substitute the honey for the same amount of maple syrup or raw agave. I've never tried that because I've always just done it with honey, but you can also do it that way if you want to try it. It is getting pretty close to being done. Still a little lumpy with the coconut oil. Once it's smooth, I will take it out, and that's when you would put in the vanilla. You would let it cool down for a little bit. I'm going to line a glass bowl dish thing with parchment paper, which is really important so it doesn't stick. So that is what that looks like. I try to get as many crevices, make it as flat as I can, even though this is curved, but it'll be fine. Check on this. It's probably done. Not quite, almost. I just took it off the stove because it is the same consistency. It's gonna be liquidy, but it's fine because it's a little bit chunk right there, but it's still hot, so it'll melt. It will form back to a solid because coconut oil is solid at room temperature. And I'm gonna let that hang out for a couple minutes while I just put the rest of my ingredients away. Just going to pour it into here. That's hot. That is what it looks like. It's still very hot right now and it has to be refrigerated. I'm going to sprinkle some sea salt on top, and then when I wake up in the morning it'll be completely set and ready to cut into pieces. This is going to be refrigerated for several hours. I don't put any top on it, so I don't think it would be a problem if you, whoops, if you did put a top on it, but it does not need one. Make sure it's even, because right now there are blueberries in the way. There we go. And I'm gonna let it sit overnight, and then you can just cut it with a knife into squares in the morning. So that is how I make lime-friendly fudge from scratch. It's really great because the ingredients are not just lime-friendly, but they're really healthy. There are health benefits to plain unsweetened cocoa. Coconut oil is amazingly healthy for you. This whole recipe has a lot of healthy fat. It's extremely healthy for you, for your metabolism, the nut butter of your choice. And there are some adaptations you can use with, if you want to substitute almond butter instead of peanut butter, or if you want to do agave. There are all different kinds of honey, so you can pick the kind of honey you like, or you could try maple syrup, pure maple syrup. Don't get like the maple syrup made for like instant pancakes, because that wouldn't be lime friendly. You have to get 100% pure, like Vermont maple syrup, the good stuff. It's a guilt-free snack, and it's really, really good. It is rich. It's not going to taste like white chocolate or milk chocolate because, I mean, come on, it's no sugar added. But there is sugar in it because we are using honey. But you can get the best healthy sources, raw honey, raw agave, or maple syrup, and it's way better than any other fudge you're going to get, or sugar-free fudge, which is going to have artificial sweeteners in it. So that is going to sit overnight, and in the morning when I have some, I will show how it turned out. And I'm sure it's going to be great because it looked like it came out fantastic.